For any architecture firm, there's that magic moment when a design leaves the screen and starts to become a real building. That's the dream. But it's also, let's be honest, where the chaos usually begins. Today, we're going to dive into a critical and often painful part of every project, construction administration, and talk about how to finally get it under control.
Wow. This quote from a studio leader at Canon Design just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's a feeling that I think resonates with just about everyone in the industry. You pour your heart and soul into creating something amazing, only to watch your profits and your sanity get completely eaten alive during the construction phase. That right there is the core problem we're unpacking.
And this all points to a huge, hidden problem in the industry. Think about it. Architectural design has just leaped forward with incredible technology, right? But the tools we use to actually manage the construction process, they've been left in the dust. And that's creating this massive, invisible drain on firms that's only getting worse.
This creates something we can call the fee-effort gap. It's this growing, dangerous disconnect between the fee you budget for construction administration and the massive amount of work it actually takes to get it done. And that gap, well, that's where your firm's margins go to disappear.
Okay, and this chart just lays it out perfectly. Typically, firms plan to spend about 20 to 25% of their total fee on CA. Seems reasonable, right? But the reality, the actual effort, the actual time your team spends is closer to 40%. That is a staggering mismatch. It's almost double. Let's put it simply. It's a 2x mismatch. For every dollar you think you're spending on CA, you're actually burning through $2 worth of your team's incredibly valuable time. And this isn't some one-off problem on a tricky project. No, this is a systemic issue that's quietly eroding your profits on every single project. And the scary part, the pressure is only getting worse. New delivery methods are pushing RFIs to happen earlier. Buildings are getting more complex, which means 15 to 20% more submittals to track. And on top of all that, your insurance carrier wants more and more detailed documentation. So this gap, it isn't just there, it's actively getting wider every day. So the big question is, why? If the problem is so obvious, why is construction administration still so, broken? The answer really comes down to the chaotic, cobbled-together mess of tools that architects are forced to wrestle with every day. Just look at this. Does this scene feel a little too familiar? It should. Your team is constantly juggling stuff between Outlook, a dozen different spreadsheets, files on a local drive, and maybe the GC's platform like Procore. Nothing talks to each other. Every time you download, email, or copy-paste something, it's a chance for a mistake, a waste of time, and a huge source of risk. And here's where it goes from being a headache to a full-blown, firm-wide crisis. That chaotic mess on one project, now multiply that across every single project in your portfolio. Suddenly, what was frustrating but maybe manageable on one job becomes this unmanageable, portfolio-wide black hole of inefficiency. Firm leaders have no idea what's really going on, and the teams are just trying to keep their heads above water.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The American Institute of Architects, the AIA, literally calls CA, quote, the most time-consuming and record-intensive of all professional design services. The biggest authority in the industry knows what an insane burden this is for architects.
So how in the world did architects get left so far behind? Well, general contractors saw this problem years ago and demanded powerful, purpose-built platforms to run their side of the show. And architects, we were left to just adapt. We make do with the GC's tools, which aren't built for us, and we try to patch all the gaps with a messy combination of spreadsheets and email. But what if there was a tool that wasn't a patch or an adaptation? What if there was a tool built from the ground up specifically for the way architects actually work? This brings us to the solution, and just as importantly, the incredible team that was uniquely positioned to build it. This is the whole philosophy behind Roundhouse. It's so simple, but so powerful. This isn't a solution cooked up by some tech folks in Silicon Valley who thought architecture looked like a good market. Nope. This was born from the direct, first-hand frustration of people who lived this problem day in and day out. They literally built the tool they desperately wished they had. And just look at this team. It's an absolute powerhouse of credibility. You've got Tim, who spent 25 years scaling giants like Autodesk and Procore. But guess what? He started his career as a practicing architect at firms like SOM. Then you have Craig and Stuart,
who co-founded and ran a super successful architecture firm for almost 30 years. These aren't just software guys. These are architects and tech veterans who understand this problem from every single angle. So, what happens when a team like that sets out to solve this problem? Well, you get a completely new reality for CA. The vision is simple, but honestly, it's revolutionary. Move away from dozens of disconnected tools to one single dashboard that gives you total control over your entire project portfolio. And here it is. This is the Roundhouse SkyView page. Just take a second and look at the difference. Instead of hunting through endless email chains and messy spreadsheets, everything is clean, it's organized, it's all right there in a single view. This is the literal picture of moving from chaos to control. The power of this whole thing really comes down to 4 simple steps. 1, you can finally see everything across all your projects in one place. 2, the system automatically tells you what's urgent so you can act on what truly matters. 3, you start to spot problems early before they blow up into a crisis. And 4, all of that together means your team can finally truly stay in control. So what does this mean in practical terms? It means you get portfolio visibility that's actually designed for how an architecture practice works. You get RFI and submittal management with a complete audit trail that makes reviews quick and efficient. And crucially, it pulls all of these critical jobs into one single place. No more jumping around. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually mean for a firm's bottom line, for the day-to-day reality of your people? Let's talk about the tangible, real-world results that firms are seeing right now.
Okay, get ready for this number. Based on documented time savings, Roundhouse creates over $1.3 million in annual value for a typical firm. Let that sink in. Just by giving architects their time back, the financial impact is absolutely enormous.
And this is not some small-scale experiment. The platform is already trusted to manage over $2 billion worth of projects. That's billion with a B. So yeah, it's been battle-tested by large, complex firms on their most important work. This thing is robust and ready to go. But you know, numbers are one thing. This quote from Craig James, a principal at a firm using the platform, this says it all for me. Roundhouse gave us back control. That's the core promise, delivered. But it's the last part that's truly transformative. Our team is designing, not administrating. It frees up your most valuable, creative people to do what they do best.
And so, we'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. When you finally solve all that administrative chaos, when you close that fee-effort gap and give thousands of hours back to your team, what becomes possible? What could your firm create, innovate, and design with all of that time back?